Last episode, I revealed my theme park master plans, turned a shipping container into a site office, and flooded my boat. Today, I unflood my boat, expand the construction site, and build an iron farm. I'm fishing again. I've been contemplating my options for draining the boats and getting XP, but we'll come back to that. But I think I have a plan. I'm going to grab my gold, go to the nether and find some piggos to trade with, and get some fire resistance potions. I'm then going to pile into the nearby fortress, slaughter anything that gets in my way, panic a bit, find some nether warts, and unalive some blazes to get blaze rods. I'll then grab one of the blaze spawners using the carry-on mod and leg it. That'll come in handy later. Returning home a hero, the local villagers celebrate my return, and I get to brewing some potions. I make potions of water breathing using pufferfish, and then I brew up some potions of invisibility with golden carrots. I grab my TNT and some redstone blocks, milk a few cows, and then set off to find a guardian temple. I'll blast my way into the roof in various places to take down the guardians with hopefully no trouble, then scout the building in search of a sponge room. Stealing all I find, I'll then swim back up to the surface, jump on my rowboat, and sail off into the distance. We now have sponges, and I can drain my boats. Oh. I need to dry them. There we go, and now hopefully some strategically placed sponges. And one more there. There we go. Somehow the only spot we didn't actually drain is the washer. Let's just get these dried off again, but now we know we can safely move the boat and then drain it out when we put it in its new destination. That's going to solve a lot of issues. Now to solve the XP issue. So last episode I was struggling to get the XP out of here, which is actually looking quite healthy now as well, I must say. But it turns out there is actually quite a simple way to do it, and that is to get one of these, which is an experience pump upgrade. And thanks to the piglin trading, we can make some Eyes of Ender. We do have blaze rods and we've got ender pearls. We can make the pump upgrade just fine. What we don't have at the moment though are bottles of enchanting. It looks like the best place for us to try and get some is going to be shipwreck treasure. So if we can find a treasure map out there somewhere in one of these boats, there's plenty scattered about, just maybe we'll be able to get ourselves some bottles of enchanting that way. So I guess that's going to be our next mission, wreck hunting. Let's go. And while we enjoy this nice chilled cinematic of me struggling to find bottles of enchanting, I do just want to take a moment to welcome back all those that were here for Series 1 and offer a huge welcome to the new viewers too. If you are new here, you may not know, but I do release monthly world downloads around the middle of each month. In fact, the latest one will be released today alongside this episode, and these are available to all YouTube and Patreon members of any level, so you can explore the builds, make schematics, and experience the world as I do. So if that's something that interests you, then please do sign up, get access today. I mean, these videos wouldn't be possible without your epic support, and this is just a small thing I can do to say thanks. So, thanks. Anyway, let's get back to past Beardy. Maybe he'll finally find something. Oh, we've got one bottle of enchanting. Good stuff. Ah, finally we've got another one. And another globe. And it may be almost lunchtime now, but we can finally head home. Well, we're finally back with our XP bottles, and I think I've gathered together everything else we're going to need in order to make this. So, we're going to start with an upgrade base. Then we need a pump upgrade, followed by an advanced pump upgrade. Oh, I've forgotten the diamonds and the gold. Maybe I don't have everything I need after all. Now I can make the advanced pump upgrade. And now, what do we need? We need these. Oh, okay, yeah, we can quickly make those. And that is our XP taps. So if I pick up this bag, swap out which one's on my back, the XP pump upgrade, and yep, you see that is taking the XP off of me at the moment. But I think if I set this to 30 levels like that, then I should always have 30 levels. And whenever I spend some XP, this backpack will automatically top it up and keep me at 30. And that's going to help us enchant some stuff, including a new pickaxe, because I broke my fortune one, which I'm very sad about. Alrighty then, let's see what we can get. Just efficiency 4, not ideal. Our level's just topped up again, wonderful. Just unbreaking 3, also not ideal. Oh, well, this has been terrible. I'm going to need a grindstone. Let's try that again. Nope. Oh, silk touch. And efficiency. Brilliant. We finally got something useful. If only we could get fortune again. Nope, we've got 2 silk touch ones now. And now we've run out of levels again. And we've used up all of our fishing levels, but we've managed to get an efficiency 4, unbreaking 3, which I guess we can mix with this one, so at least we have a decent mending pick. And we managed to get a silk touch one, which we could do with putting mending on. Sure, I've still got another one up here. Yep, there we go. So we'll add mending onto that one, and we'll just combine those two together. I guess everything else is just going to have to wait a little bit longer. But at least now we know we can get the XP out of this bag. So thank you to everyone in the comments who suggested that. I can't believe I completely forgot that was a thing. Now, with all that sorted, I think we can finally move this boat. So I need a torch and my wrench. Let's do that and that. And I have noticed it also drops my anvil down onto the bottom of the ocean, so make sure we get that. And I'm just going to get rid of these water sources up here, which are the ones that were actually powering the water wheels. Let's go give this boat a new home. All right, I think that should just about do it for placement. It fits in there nicely, although I do seem to be missing my great big water wheel from the side there. Did I leave that stuck to the other dock? No idea, but let's quickly get that replaced anyway. It's too high up. There we go, much better. And I am going to need to build another dock down here at some point for this, but that's not a priority for now, because what we want to be doing, making a start over here. There seem to be a lot less villagers milling around here. There's only a few golems left, but to be fair, I did actually kill a few of the golems for iron, but the villagers seem to have migrated elsewhere. Although we do still have Nicole. I think you may be alone now though, buddy. Oh dear. Anyway, right, there's a couple of things we want to do over here. The main one today being an iron farm. I do need to have some kind of automated source of iron. I keep running out. And as much as I love doing some mining and doing a cheeky mining montage, I think a small automated farm around here somewhere would probably be a good idea. To get that kick started though, I think I want to build a retaining wall around here. Just sort of tidy up this area a little bit, have it look a little bit more kind of, well, intentional, I guess. So it's all a bit rough and ready at the moment, so let's grab myself some stone and just mark out roughly where a wall's going to be on this bit. Then this, of course, will be sort of the lower dock area and so on. We're going to have a sort of commercial dock here, I guess. Nothing major, but just a small sort of delivery type area. And it gives us more reason to put down a lot more shipping containers then, so we can jam stuff inside them. So let's just chuck a whole bunch of cobble onto here and get this all smelted up. And I'm just going to mark out roughly where I want this wall to be. Something like that should do nicely to get us started. We've just got a sort of raised area at the back here, and as I say, that means we can turn this whole area down here into more of a sort of dock / storage yard. But what we need to do now is to build an iron farm, and for that, first thing we're going to need is power. So I think what I might do is actually build 2 shipping containers, build one on the lower level here, and then stack another one on top, and then the one at the bottom can be our power supply, and if we need more, we can always sort of put some underground and link it all up. But then the one on top can actually house our iron farm, and potentially a couple of other machines that are maybe a little bit faster than the ones on the boat here. But that means I need to decide what I want to build this shipping container out of, and sand maybe? I mean, potentially granite. I mean, ideally I want to be using these pillar blocks here, so I guess the question is, what colours do we want to use? Tell you what, I do quite like the sandstone ones. The problem is, we don't really have that much sandstone. We've only got a stack and a bit. Although I guess we're not too far from the desert, so we could just go dig some up. I don't think I want to do another red one just yet, so let's have a nap and go digging, I guess. Alright, I'm back with my sandstone. Let's make a whole bunch of sandstone pillars. And I'm also going to want lots of copycat slabs, so we're going to need to make some more of those. Although I think I've left my zinc over here in these boxes. I should probably sort these out. Ah, dang it. Alright, so let's start marking this one out. We're going to make them the same size as what we had up there, just for consistency. Well, it needs some texturing, but we've got our first shipping container in. Now I just need to make a whole bunch of water wheels. And what I'm going to do is keep this fairly simple. We'll just put water in all along this back wall here. Then water wheels in here like this, which I think we're going to turn into mangrove. In fact, if I stick them all in, can I get down the front here? I can. Wonderful. So that's going to give us our power. We can just do with a rotational speed controller and some gearboxes and things. For now, let's just do that and that. A little bit of that. There we go, lots of speed. I don't actually know where we need to route that through to yet, so we'll leave this and come back to it shortly. We've got lots of texturing to do as well, but for now, I want to build a second container on top. I think we're going to put it literally just directly on top here, and then we can have some stairs going up to get in, and that's where we're going to build our iron farm. So I guess I'm back to placing more blocks again. Second container is now in and looking just as bland as the first, but let's stick in stairs. We need a way to get in, and we should be able to use these supports here that should connect up to those. Yep. Don't need these bits though. In fact, let's move all of this over by one, just like that, because we're actually going to need to have some kind of a wall in along the bottom here. But that gives us access to the inside and plenty of space to make a farm. And maybe even a couple of machines too, because we're going to have a whole bunch of power coming up from down here. And I think I actually want to change how this is working down here. I'm actually going to have water wheels going the whole length of this building. So what I can then do is actually just pull the power out the side here, if I get this around the right way. Stretch it up the outside of the containers just to give it a little bit more interest. Use some brackets to get those bits attached. To be honest, I think we should probably attach these a little bit better to each other as well anyway, just by doing this. Just makes the whole thing look a little bit more sturdy. Maybe one in the middle as well. Yeah, that's good. I think that's working. Now I just need to get this power back inside the building up the top. Then we can make a start on our iron farm. I've now got power in here on the inside, and we've got a speed controller as well, so we'll have full control over everything in here. And I've also matched it on the other side as well. Mainly because I think it looks cooler from the outside when it's got that big connector. But now it's time to make our iron farm, and the first thing we need for that is a cobble generator. But I'm going to need a whole bunch of create parts to make this work. One thing we're definitely going to need is some belts, so I'm just going to grab myself a little bit of kelp here and get this cooked up. We're going to need hoppers, drills, andesite, and all sorts, which means I'm probably actually going to need a bunch more iron. You know what that means. Right, well, I'm back with a bunch of iron. Let's get to making some create components. Kelp's all cooked up, so that means we can get some belts, get some gearboxes. We'll need a couple of drills, some encased fans. We'll grab some brass funnels. And we're going to want some compacting iron drawers, which are these ones, or just compacting drawers, I should say. We'll get a couple of those. And other than a couple of buckets of lava, that should be just about all we need. So, iron farms are fairly straightforward. We'll do a quick factory diagram, however, just so we can see exactly what we're working with. So the first thing we're going to be doing is mixing lava and water, and then that's going to give us cobble. We're then going to crush that down into gravel. We're then going to wash that gravel, and that is going to give us flint, and most importantly, it's going to give us iron. And it's as simple as that. It really is quite a straightforward farm, this one. And we're only going to be making a small iron farm. I just need it to trickle iron in over time. I don't need it to be massively functional at this stage. We'll deal with that later, I think, when we make a nice, great big one somewhere. Right, so to get this started, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick in a belt down the bottom here. I'm going to stick in a couple of encased fans there because that's what's actually going to be blowing down the belts. We'll use a few copycat boards in here just to make sure that the water stays in. Now, we're going to need some encased chain drives in here like this. And the fans are currently going the wrong way. So let's just do that. And there we go. And both those fans should affect what's on here just to make it go a little bit quicker. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually to generate some cobbles. So if we were to do that, we'll stick another belt underneath. And I'm just going to use hoppers here because these things often kind of just spit the cobble out everywhere. And that should make sure that it actually just goes exactly where it's needed. What I'm then going to do is stick a drawer there with a brass funnel going in. And, whoa, okay, we don't want to be doing that. But I do want a brass funnel coming out. Stick some more copycat boards up here. And we'll waterlog the drills. And we need to stick some lava on top there. That should make stone for us. Excellent. Now what I need to do is get power to these things. So I guess that'll do that. Then I also need to get power down to here. Okay, that's working. And I need two compacting drawers at the end there. And ideally, I probably want to be using a draw slave. Though the problem with that is I don't actually have any more diamonds. It's okay. I think we can solve this a slightly different way. If I put one of these drawers in, extend this belt out just a little bit to there, put our compacting drawers on top, brass funnels for those, and we'll just block off the end there like that for now. In fact, I'm going to swap that out for an andesite funnel. Doesn't need to be brass. That one can be andesite. That one will be brass. Then all I need to do is put iron and flint on there and then lock it, which means I'm going to need to make myself a draw key. How do I do that? Okay, so let's get a draw first. Grab a little bit of gold. There we go. That's our draw key constructed. And if we now lock that drawer, it'll only ever let iron nuggets and flint inside it. In fact, I think for this to work very well, we should probably do that. Right, now we need to sort power to this belt. So if we do that, there we go. And we need to continue that power onto the next belt. Get those drawers locked. Now, if we drop a bucket of water in here, we should start having all of that get washed, and then that should start generating us iron, which will then get sorted into these 2 boxes here. So I do need to make a quantify key so we can actually see how much stuff we've got in there. Means I need to go kill myself a squid and a chicken. Well, I could check in here. Okay, yeah, we've already got ink. We've already got a feather. Should have a book in here. Perfect. So we need to make another drawer key and then mix that with this book to make a quantify key. And this will tell us exactly how much iron and stuff we're going to be getting. Wait a minute. I've missed a step. What am I doing? I've missed a very crucial step. I forgot to turn the cobble into gravel. Right, let's remove that for now and remove the water. Get this belt cleared. Okay, and I wonder, can we feed the millstones from these 2 hoppers? Right, okay, that seems to be working. This is good. Question is, if I do that... Okay, it's not emptying the millstone yet. This is good. But will it empty it when I turn it into gravel? Guess there's an easy way to find out. Let's stick a gearbox in there. Make that vertical gearbox going that way. Put a cog in there. And yep, that is indeed making gravel and putting it back onto the belt. Now let's get all of this emptied. Lock it so only gravel can go in there. Let's get rid of all this cobble that's clogging up my inventory now. Okay, right. So that is actually working nicely. I just need to stick another hopper in. And that should mean if I was to put that funnel back and put water on there, there we go. Now we're going to be producing iron and flint, silly beardy. Just need another hopper in there. If I can sneak in here and set this to 16 at the most. And from an efficiency standpoint, this shouldn't get too backed up. Excellent. Well, that's nice and compact. It's going to dribble some iron in for us. We've already got 3 ingots. Although I could probably do with a bit of overflow protection as well. So, first up, I need a void upgrade. Not sure if we've got enough obsidian though, so we might need to get some more. Oh, no, we've got plenty. Excellent. Let's get ourselves one of those. I'm also going to make myself an emerald upgrade, and we're going to use that one on the iron chest, and that means it's going to store 32 times as much stuff, which should keep it going for quite a while. So if we take a look at these storage drawers, we can see we've got a whole bunch of upgrade slots we can actually put on them. We're not going to put anything on this drawer here because that's just a filter, basically, just so we can actually organize things a bit better on this side. But the flint one, we're going to put a void upgrade in, and what that means is once it gets full, anything else that comes in will just get sent into the void. It will get deleted, and we don't need to worry about overflow from flint, because we're going to get a lot more of that than we are iron. And for the iron one here, we're going to put a 32 times storage on it, so this is going to be able to store absolutely loads of stuff. So with that sorted, I just need to make this area look a little bit nicer, because, well, at the moment, it looks horrible. So I need to sort out the interior in here, decide if we're going to do anything with this space over here, which, to be honest, we could stick in some slightly faster machines from what we've got on the boat. I don't really know. But I've also got a whole lot of texturing and external detail to sort out as well, and some tidying up to do. So let's see what we can do to make this place look a little bit better. So let's start with getting a little bit of texture in, and I've got a few different blocks here. We've got sand, we've got sanded sandstone, I've got eroded sandstone, and I've got a little bit of polished sandstone. And this is pretty much what we're going to be using to break up the sides here. And as usual, I'm going to try and do it in sort of patches and areas where it's, you know, it's sort of, there's a collection of sanded stuff down here, for example. And the sanded sandstone is actually ever so slightly lighter than the sand itself, which I think looks quite nice. And then the eroded sandstone is lighter still. But if we get them mixed together correct, then we should end up with something that's looking pretty good over here. And then every now and then, I'm just going to chuck in one of these polished sandstone just to break it up a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's working quite nicely. I've just got to sort out the rest of it now because I've only done the fronts. We've still got the sides and the back to do. Well, that's already looking loads better. Now let's sort out the roofs, I think. And we'll do similar to what we did over there, just mixing in some tuff, some gravel and some stone, and that should work quite nicely. Though in saying that, I currently don't have a way to get up to the roof, so I guess we should solve that first. This is going to be an interesting bit. I reckon we can work something out. So if I was to maybe put in copycat board there, I should just be able to keep the ladder going up past it. Yep, there we go. That seems to work. And it looks fine as well. Now, let's make the roof look nicer. All right, that's the roof on. It looks a lot better. Now what we need to do is actually put on all the detail for the rest of the containers. And I'm going to start over here with the door, I think. So maybe we could do some panels like this, get some stairs in there, and I think maybe just the industrial iron blocks will be a nice way of doing it, although I don't like these bottom ones. Let's put full-size panels in there. All right, I think that'll work as an entrance way, but what I want to do now is essentially something like this. I just want to stick lots of stuff to the side of it, make the container look a little bit busy, and maybe even sort out the area around the front at the top here. We'll sort out the bottom later. But one thing I do want to try is these, which are shafts, just like the ones we've used here, but they're copycat shafts, which means we can make these any color and any texture we want. And at the moment, I don't really know what that's going to look like, so let's see what we've got. Now, how about maybe some nice orange pipes here with the plated acacia? Get some brackets in as well, and maybe carry this on further down. And in fact, maybe we can mix it up a little bit with some of these copper pipes. Copper rods, I should say. But I don't like how it connects down here, so I'm actually going to get rid of all this bit now. Good job, Beardy. Then we'll feed all that into a blast furnace at the top there. That could potentially work. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see what we can do with the rest of this. I'm just going to start sticking stuff to it, and we'll see where we end up. So I'll see you in a moment. A short while later, and progress is being made. I've also added a little bit of birch for the texture there, just to add some darker patches, but I'm still not completely sold on this. It might be a little bit too cluttered, but we'll figure that out later. I've also got a fence up on top of this wall here, and some paths in, and a few boxes and things like that. But what I haven't done is sort out the inside yet. This still looks like a right mess. But we've got 104 iron ingots, that's good. And in regards to the inside here, we do have some power and some space on this side as well. So I might try and cram in a few more small machines. Mainly just processing machines like we have on the boats, but we should be able to get them running a whole lot faster up here. But it's certainly starting to look a little bit better in here. It looks a little bit more industrial. We've got fans going on. We've got some lights. And I've even put in a ladder so we can actually access the roof from the inside because, well, we might want to someday. But something else I do want to try is maybe add a little bit of signage to the back here. And if I put zinc nuggets in here, I can get some blank signs. And from this, look at this, we've got lots of sign options. I just want to play around with a few of these, see if we can get anything that looks quite good. And maybe just a simple arrow and potentially a gear over on this bit. In fact, let's move those over just a tad. I think that works. And maybe just a sneaky no access sign there just to say that things aren't going in that direction. But I think just that subtle little thing should help a little bit. Maybe, possibly, who knows? But more importantly, something I do want is control over this farm. I want to be able to turn it on and off when needed. So if we put a signal in here, we'll just do iron nuggets and flints. And instead of using a normal lever just to toggle this on and on, we're going to make ourselves a fancy breaker switch. Means we need a few brass nuggets. And then we'll stick that there. As you can see, that turns that on and off. Perfect. In fact, not quite perfect. I think I want to switch these two round. So we'll put the breaker switch at that level, link above, set the filter here. And what we're going to use here is a clutch. And if we put this in just here, put the redstone link on it, make sure it matches the one upstairs, and then we set it to receive. What the clutch will do is when it's powered, it actually stops all the rotation on the other side of it. So if we go flick that switch, like so, that switch has activated the redstone link above it, which activates this one, which activates the clutch. And as you can see, everything has stopped moving. And of course, that means that the whole farm up here has stopped as well. But the good news is, because I put the clutch over the other side, we've still got power on this side should we build any other machines up here. But we do actually want that running at the moment, so let's keep it going. I'll tell you what, I really do like the look of that switch. It's the little things, I guess. Well, so far today, we've added power, we've added an iron farm, and we've done a little bit of prettifying out the front here. We've done nothing on the lower end, though, but we'll tackle that another day, because I haven't quite worked out how we're going to do this area yet. However, something I think I can work out is going to be a machine to go over here, and I was contemplating just putting in a few of the small machines like we've got on the boat and making them run faster, but instead of that, there's something else I want to do. Because one of the things that's really annoying to make in Create are these electron tubes. So I think I want to automate that process over here. And my thinking is if we put the iron in on one side, get that crushed and feed it into an auto crafter, and then on the other side, we'll feed in some rose quartz, which can then get sanded and also fed into the auto crafter. And we can just automate the production of those things, so whenever we need them, I don't have to sigh. Funnily enough, though, in order to do this, we're going to need a deployer, which means I do actually need to make another one of these anyway. I hate it so much. So that's our deployer made. Now we need some mechanical craft. Oh, dang it, I need more. I hate doing these. But let's get ourselves some mechanical... Wait a sec. Can we do it in a basin, maybe? No, it looks like it does need to be done in these because it's a shaped recipe. So we're also going to need a mechanical press. And I need another rotational speed controller, which means I need another precision mechanism. All right, I think I've got everything we need. Let's go take a look. Now, the first thing I need to do is to get some speed going on. So let's just crank that right up. And I'm going to stick a gearbox in there. And a cog just to get all of that powered, with a collection drawer down the bottom, so that should be fine. So next up, we're going to need a small mess of belts. Hoping we're going to have enough space here for all of this, but let's do that, that, and that. What we need to be doing is feeding iron into this one, or flat iron, I should say. Iron sheets, that's the one. If we put that in there, and another gearbox, that's got all that moving. So I just need a box here to drop off the iron, an andesite funnel to send it out this way, and I think the easiest way for me to get around that corner is going to be to use an item drain. Apart from getting power into this, that should all work nicely. We'll figure that out in a moment. It's going to be pretty tight. And on this side, we need to be doing things a little bit differently, because what we want to be doing is sanding the rose quartz. There we go. So if we stick that in there, one of those in there, get myself some more andesite casing. We're going to need this. Let's make a bunch of encased chain drives, and what we can do is stick one in there, one in there. So that is going the wrong way. Let's just quickly do that. Solves that problem. Gonna want another one of those here with a shaft, and I'm hoping that sticking in a gearbox in there is gonna make this go the right way, but I'm not that confident, if I'm honest. Let's give it a go. It's going the wrong way. Not a problem. We can just swap this one out here for another gearbox. Jam that in there. There we go. These are all going the correct way now. Then we'll stick a hopper on the front there, a drawer on top, and we're gonna load up this drawer with sandpaper is my plan. And yep, that is actually going into the deployer. This is good. That's what we want. Then we'll stick one more drawer in there. Stick a funnel on the side there. And I think as long as we get this back on and spin the arrow around to face the right way, this should pretty much work. Although in saying that, I do still need to figure out how to get this powered. There's not really any space around the back to do anything. So I think what we might need to do is just stick a few chain drives in here. Then we can't see what's going on. Right, wait a minute. I've got another idea. Maybe if we remove a few of these blocks here, we can do this and jam a gearbox in there. Rebuild that wall. Get that back in. Stick this back on and the item drain. And there we go. I think this should work once we get it all loaded up. But I guess there's an easy way to find out. So we'll put those in there. And yep, they are getting sanded. This is good. Oh, probably help if we had one of those. And put iron in here. And yep, oh, look at that. Amazing. You have no idea how happy this makes me. I hate crafting these things. Although it is pretty messy up in here, but we'll do what we can to make it tidier, I guess. And I think that's probably about as tidy as it's gonna get, to be honest. There's really not a lot of space back here. It looks like the route to my boat is blocked. Get out of the way. I want to go over there. Aha. Gotcha. And you. Get out of it. Should probably light this area up so this stops happening. But what I want to do is grab a bunch of this, grab a bunch of this. We're going to make loads of rose quartz and get these chucked in there. And I think we may as well lock the drawers as well. And basically, I just want to get a load of these in backup, just so we've got them when we need them. But it looks like we need more iron. Yep, there we go. Excellent stuff. So happy about this. And I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with how this has all come out. We've managed to automate iron, and we've also automated our electron tubes. Two very vital things for Create components. We've got a very long way to go, though. We've got lots of things I want to be building around here, and of course, we've got an entire theme park to build. And I do want to take a moment to say thank you for all the positive feedback on that. People seem very excited about it, almost as excited as I am. But this theme park is going to need a name. So if you do have any ideas for a name for the theme park, I mean, we've had probably about 90% of the name suggestions so far have been Beardyland, but ideally, I don't really think I want beard in the title. Crazy, I know. But if you have got any ideas for a theme park name, basically, we're on an island. I don't know if that helps. And it's a big old island at that as well, so we could end up with a giant theme park if it all goes to plan. But if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I'm just generally terrible at naming things, so please do help me out with that. But sadly, I think that's about all we've got time for today, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.